This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
'14 was such a magical year for the Plano Mound Jaguars as they advanced to capture their first state championship in school history. 2015 brings with it a whole new set of challenges as the Jaguars are put into arguably the toughest district in the state of Texas. That district of death, many are calling it, begins tonight as the Jaguars travel to the east side of Plano to take on one of 7 teams from this district that made the playoffs 1 year ago, the Plano East Panthers. It's the 6-6A opener. The Jags taking on Plano East. It's coming your way next year on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the Sunken Diamond on the campus of Plano East Senior High School as the Panthers host the Jaguars to start off the 6-6A campaign here in 2015. Thomas Lee here with you, so pleased to be back broadcasting high school baseball once again, and alongside tonight, special appearance by Ryan Mueller as he joins me in the confines of the press box here at Plano East. And we're excited to get this thing underway. Of course, last time we saw these two teams, they were both battling in the playoffs. Plano East in Region 2. Plano Mound, of course, taking the championship coming out of Region 1. But tonight, everybody's in essence 0-0. Heck, Plano East has only played 3 ball games coming in tonight, so they're still trying to figure out who they are and what they have on the field. And the first pitch. This is outside. The starter for the Panthers, Nathan Owls, sophomore left-hander. He'll face off against Noah Hill here, leading things off for the Jaguars.
There's so many great battles that we've seen in the past between these two teams, Thomas, whether they played each other in non-district or they played each other in district.
1-1 hard grounder up the middle. Great diving play, but the throw over is not going to be in time to get to Speedy Hill. Lead off single here for the Jaguars as Hill is aboard on first base. Noah Hill leading things off. The senior second baseman. Junior left fielder Skylar Cox stepping to the plate now, batting second. Batting third, Sean Weimer, the senior pitcher. Middle third of the order, batting fourth, Jamison Hanna, the senior center fielder. Batting fifth, Casey Jacobson, the senior shortstop. And the designated hitter, Thomas Jeffries, the senior, will be batting sixth. Bottom third of the order, Sean Holhouse, senior third baseman, will be batting seventh. Batting eighth, Nick Thornquist, the junior catcher. And the senior right fielder, Chad Paris, batting ninth. So again, Hill, Cox, and Weimer, the top third of the order. Hanna, Jacobson, and Jeffries, middle third, bottom third, Holhouse, Thornquist, and Paris. The bunt is laid down to the third base side. Great stretch at first, but Cox is able to beat it out. Infield single. And the first 2 men aboard here for Flower Mound.
A key to get after Nathan Owls is a good pitcher for the Plano East Panthers, and nice job, Noah Hill, Skylar Cox, both 1-2 punch, but still a nice play by Paul Hamilton. Didn't get to comment on the stab that he had at second base. That throw was a little bit late, but nonetheless, Jaguars in business here in the early going.
Hill's on second. Cox is on first. Here's Sean Weimer. Trying to help his own cause, will be the starting pitcher tonight. Takes first pitch for ball one. Defensively for Plano East, Brad Anderson is in left field. Cayman Conrad is in center. Rafael Nunez over in right, all playing Weimar straight ahead. The lefty Owls get set. Here's the pitch. Good block at the plate by Reyes, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Third baseman is Trent Thomas. At short, Luke Johnson. Paul Anderson, the second baseman. Brady Pobasco playing behind the bag over at first. And the battery again, Elijah Reyes behind the plate and on the mound, Nathan Owls. Turf in the infield, so at least the footing there will be secure. When we get outside of that in foul territory, your guess is as good as mine with the deluge of rain we've had on the heels of the most snow I can remember living in North Texas for 35 plus years. 3-0 the count from Owls to Weimar. Fastballs. And their count is now 3-1 with 2 on and nobody out here top of the first inning.
Obviously, conversation paid off. Reyes comes out behind the plate, calms Owls down after giving up back-to-back singles, and throws a ball outside that dials it right back in.
Look back to second. Hill comes back to the bag. Boy, I wish we had the wireless mic and Pete Nielsen to roam around here. I think every coach in the district is here tonight because everybody else either played last night or is off this first night of district play. Throw back to second. Hill's back in time. That was a nice move by Owls. The shortstop, Luke Johnson, covering on the play. Big swing on this one, hit high into the air. Brad Anderson back at the track, looks up, and it is gone. 3-run homer for Sean Weimer. And the Jags are on the board here in the top of the first.
Let's say on a 3-1 count against a guy like Sean Weimer, that is so difficult for a pitcher. Nice effort by Weimer just to jump on a pitch that he knew had to be down the heart of the plate, and he corked it all the way over the left field wall, and the Jaguars get a boost here in the first inning.
Helping his own cause. 3 runs in the back pocket. First home run for the Jaguars this season. And the turnstiles keep turning here as Jamison Hanna is awarded first base, and that'll bring out Coach Collins to the mound to have a conversation.
That's always the tough part for me as a pitcher is that very first inning. You get out there and you feel like you're loose from warm-ups, and then you let the first couple of guys on, maybe give up a bomb, and you just feel nothing but rattled. So, you know, you got to rely on your teammates, and it's really just one step at a time. It's easier said than done, but you know, he's got to stay loose and really just focus on the plate. That's the goal. Try to get that first out.
Casey Jacobson will step to the plate. 6 foot, 185-pound senior. From the right side against the lefty. Owls with a good look over to first. Comes home. It's outside for ball 1.
And of course, as I say that, you'll see by the next few Flower Mound hitters that come to the plate take their time, be patient, and have to make Owls earn it here in the top half of the first.
Got action over in the Plano East bullpen. Daniel Ligon, the senior right-hander, getting loose. Owls back over to first again. Hanna back easily to the bag. Jamison, of course, signed to play with DBU next year. almost a pipeline from the Jaguars to the Patriots. And is off. He may get there, though. Slides into second, goes past the bag, and then is tagged out. Nice job by Anderson to stay with it. That's first down here in the top of the first inning.
Really got to help Owls out there. Nice job getting the baseball down there in a hurry. Pretty good jump, too, by Hannah to get from first to second. But as you said, Thomas, came off the bag, and there's that first out. Now the bases are clean. Get to go back to the full windup. And there it is.
Hannah's first time he's been caught stealing in 6 attempts this season. That's only the 5th time Flower Mound's been caught in now 41 attempts on the young year. Jaguars 5th in the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association poll. That was also their preseason ranking. THSBCA has not released a updated poll since then. That one catches on the outside.
You see Casey really watching that outside part of the plate. It seems like Owls has gone there more times than not. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. It's easier to see that pitch come across. We'll be looking for that outside heater.
Turns on this one and drives it to right field, ranging back and hustling hard as Nunez. He can't get there in time. Jacobson on his horse, round second. He's heading for third. He slides in with a triple. Jacobson showing off some good speed there. Good drive on the ball as it landed just shy of the 345 mark in right center field. And even with the speed of Nunez, could not quite track it down to make the catch.
Jaguar hitters just don't skip a beat. I mean, they will make you pay. Pitch that's close over the heart of the plate, and Casey Jacobson's got such a crisp, level swing, and he just attacked that ball and drove it out there to right center field.
Sweeping curveball, can't catch the zone. It'll be ball 1 to Thomas Jeffries. 6'1", 190-pound senior designated hitter.
Come on, 1-7, here we go, kid.
3-0, the Jaguars lead it here. Takes that one for a strike.
See, there's the good pitch, the control that Owls has wanted here throughout this inning, just to get that curveball to dip in right at the knees. Couldn't ask for a better pitch than what met the mitt of the catcher right there.
Off speed, fouled off, up and out of play. Runner on third, one gone. 1-2 is fouled off again. Jeffries stays alive at the plate against Owls.
A little bit of a tougher matchup, too, with Jeffries as a left-handed hitter. Doesn't have quite the vision on the ball that some of the right-handed hitters have had here in this inning.
Takes that one low and outside for a ball, 2-2.
But I think if you're Travis Collins and you're over there in that dugout, you're just hoping that you get this second out and Jacobson stays over there on third. Keep it to a 3-run lead.
Swing and a miss, first strikeout for Owls, and they're 2 gone here in the top of the first.
Nice job, a little bit of bite on that one too as it moved through the zone, and it's a tough pitch to hit. Goes just underneath the bat of Jeffries, and great battle there by Owls to retire the hitter.
First one retired at the plate. Remember, Hannah was caught stealing after being hit by a pitch. Big swing, pops this one up and out of play. That'll be strike one for Sean Holhouse, 5'10", 170-pound senior third baseman. Owls checks Jacobson at third. 0-1 is swung on down the right field line. Hit well. And a nice job hustling over there, making a sliding catch by Rafael Nunez. Fly ball to right, and that'll do it for the top of the first, but not before 3 runs come across on the benefit of 3 base hits. There were no errors, 1 runner left. Happening in the books, Jaguars 3, Plano East coming back for the first time right after these messages. You're watching CSR TV and listening to Champion Sports Radio.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
And welcome back here to Plano East Senior High School. A 3-run home run off the bat of Sean Weimer there in the top of the first inning. The Jaguars jump out to a 3-0 lead. We head down to the bottom of the first. And here to give you who's on the mound for the Jaguars and the starting lineup for the Plano East Panthers. Here's my broadcast partner, Thomas Lee.
Thank you, partner. On the mound for the Jags here in Game 1 of the District 6-6A campaign is Sean Weimer, 6'2", 190-pound senior, signed to play with TCU. A lot of velocity on that one, and the first pitch is in there for strike one. On the young season, Weimer with a 1-0 record, 2.00 earned run average. This is only the second start of the year for Weimer. And quickly ahead as Probasco fouls off an 0-2 pitch. Count remain 0-2. 7 innings on the year, surrendered 6 base hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, no homers. Opponents hitting .240 off of Weimer, who now has Brady Probasco with a 1-2 count here to lead off the bottom of the first in this 3-0 ball game. Jaguars on top of Plano East. Curveball stays outside now. 2-2 the count. Hard hit, slow roller though up the middle. Hill with a nice pickup and throw over. It's Parker Murphy at first. 4-3 on the ground now, and 1 gone here in the bottom of the first inning. For head coach Travis Collins, this is the lineup. He will sit at the plate tonight for Plano East. Brady Probasco, the junior first baseman, just grounded out to second. At the plate is the junior shortstop Luke Jackson batting second. Batting third, Cayman Conrad, junior center fielder. So he's in the on-deck circle right now. Middle third of the order, the senior right fielder, Rafael Nunez. In the 4th spot, batting 5th, senior third baseman, Trent Thomas. The junior designated hitter, Luke Sternhagen, batting 6th. As that one catches at the knees. The count is 0-2. Bottom third of the order, batting 7th, the junior left fielder, Brad Anderson. Sophomore pitcher, Nathan Alves, batting 8th, and batting 9th, Paul Hamilton, the junior second baseman. As it's a 3-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. First K of the ball game for Weimer. There's 2 gone now here in the bottom of the first inning.
Sean Weimer's got some great zip on that heater as it comes across. A little bit of movement, and that's tough to handle. Get that off-speed pitch working just as well, just like that pitch there, and he'll be really in business.
Fastball that, if everything's going right and he's executing like he should, gets into the low 90s. Changeup he locates very well at times, but when you've got the blazing speed of the heater, having a power breaking ball like Weimer does really keeps the hitters off balance. One pitch to Conrad. Swung on, high hopper down the first base line. Hill with the underhand toss. Couple ground outs to second, sandwiching a strikeout, and that'll do it for the home half of the first. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. 1 inning in the books. Flower Mound 3. Plano East nothing. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio and watching CSR TV.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Now welcome back here to the Sunken Diamond at Plano East Senior High School. Thomas Lee along with Ryan Mueller as we head now to the top of the first inning. First pitch swinging. Nick Thornquist lines it to the second baseman. That's Paul Hamilton with the catch. And just like that, one quick out here in the top of the second. Jaguars leading at 3-0. Going towards that outside corner, and Owls can't get it to catch there. So the count 1-0. Tried to lay down the bunt there to the left side. The speedy Chad Paris, who was signed to play at Howard. Great history of Jaguar players heading out to West Texas to play for Howard College. Win a national championship, in fact. There's a 1-1. Off speed stays high. 2-1 now to Paris, with one out here in the top of the second.
Yeah, good to see Nathan Owls back here for his second inning of work. Shows you the confidence that Travis Collins has in him after giving up the home run, but then really battled back at the strikeout and the pop out to end the inning, and here he is back to work with the bases clean.
Here's a 3-1 to Paris. Swung on. Good contact to left center field. It's going to land for a base hit. Paris with the speed. He is in there at second. Outfield didn't dally at all. That just shows you the speed of Chad Paris as he turns a single into a double with one out here in the second.
Yeah, Owls ends up grooving one in there once again and really just not wasting the opportunity, as that one was just hit on a rope to center field. And then, as you said, Thomas, the nice wheels for Chad Paris to motor himself around to second base.
Fifth hit of the ball game for Flower Mound. 4 in the top of the first, plating 3 runs. Now this is the first hit of the second. Breaking ball did not catch the zone according to our home plate umpire. As Noah Hill is at the plate, 5'9", 180-pound senior. Signed to play with BYU. It's a theme for Flower Mound Jaguars in recent history. Good swing at this one to right center field. It's going to land for a base hit. Strong throw from the outfield. Coach Wallace with a stop sign at third. A little surprised by that. But a solid single by Hill. Back-to-back hits here in the second for the Jags.
Yeah, outfield got that ball back in a hurry, and so I agree with you there. As Paris with such speed possibly could have made it home, but at the same time now you're working with runners at the corners and one out, and you know that Nathan Owl's got to be thinking about the speed on the base pass. That does not help calm you down. So this is where he's really got to bear down, listen to his catcher, and throw strikes.
Stop sign could be a product of the fact that the 2, 3, and 4 hitters are due up next as Skylar Cox steps in. Runners at the corners and one gone here in the top of the second. Owls with another throw over to first.
I like the decision, too, by Skylar Cox that Nathan Owl's trying to get into that rhythm. He starts to throw strikes and feels a little more comfortable, and time a hitter steps out like that, it can ruffle your feathers.
I think there was a pitch out. Everybody staying close. I'll tell you how many times we've seen the double steal or a suicide squeeze, or Danny Wallace took over Flower Mound. It has been anything and everything on the table. Part of that, of course, coming from his affinity for Cliff Gustafson, the former UT head baseball coach. That one's fouled off and almost to the light standard. Gets away. First strike of the at-bat, 1-1 the count.
Just one of the reasons why Flower Mound went all the way to the state championship and won last year is because of the way they seem to manufacture runs. Remember Coach Wallace saying, hey, we may not be a power-hitting team, but we'll hurt you where we can, and even if that means laying down a bunt or, like you said, suicide squeeze, we're going to do it and pay dividends.
Folks are going to watch games this year. Just be ready for it. Things are going to remind me of key moments from last year's championship run. I'm going to talk about it. I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that, but I'll at least get everybody the heads up that that's coming. Talking about the suicide squeeze, I'm thinking about the season on the line at LD Bell. Noah Hill at the plate. Nothing happens after that if they don't get that run home. I can't tell you how many of those moments there were in the playoffs. Of course, most of you know because you watched it right here on CSR TV. Off speed, down the third base line and fair. That's inside the bag. Paris is home easily. Hill trots around to second. It's a double for Cox, an RBI double that makes it a 4-0 lead for Flower Mound.
And my favorite kind of hit, too. The kind of hit that just hugs the line down the third base side, and that one didn't rattle around in the corner. Nice job by Anderson just to rotate over and cut it off and get it back in. But just see the Jaguars patient when they need to be, and then they jump on pitches that they should jump on, and it adds another run.
Wonder how much Travis Collins is going to go after Weimer here. He does with the first pitch. Sends Owl loose, and Weimer comes up empty, 0-1. Of course, Weimer with a 3-run homer in the first after single by Hill and an infield single on a bunt attempt by Cox. Those two on base at third and second, respectively. As Owls misses low and outside, and the count is 1-1 with one gone here in the top of the second.
And Owls trying to paint the corners. Try not to give that ball right down central.
Good hard hit ball through the left side of the infield. That's a solid single. Hill comes home from third. That makes it 5-0 on the RBI single by Sean Weimer.
Got another pitch he liked. That ball on the inside part of the plate, and Flower Mound hitters 1 through 9 do a good job of just adjusting to the pitch. That one comes inside. You got to pull the bat in and put a nice swing on it, and that poke through the left side of the infield and scores another Flower Mound run.
So the cleanup hitter, Jamison Hanna, will step in. Hit by a pitch. The first offering he saw from Owls. Lefty-lefty matchup here with runners at the corners and one gone. Off speed stays high, 1-0 the count. Reset the defense for you. Brad Anderson in left field. Cayman Conrad is in center. Rafael Nunez in right. A little shift over towards right, a few steps. As a throw over to first. Runners back easily. And a good jump there for the courtesy runner for the Jaguars, Alex Jensen, as he swipes the base.
It seemed like Jensen was halfway between first and second. So the ball got to the plate and popped out of the glove of Reyes.
Well, that takes a double play out of effect. So Jensen on second, Cox is on third. Infield now in for Travis Collins' Panthers. That's ball 3. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Rusty Franklin Field, the site for tonight's 6-6A opener between the Jaguars and the Plano East Panthers. Had a lot of excitement last night as the other 3 district ball games were played, including the Marcus Marauders and Jack Cushing throwing a no-hitter. One of the strangest no-hitters, if you saw the game on Champion Sports Radio or the archive we have available as well, as the 3-1 pitch is low and outside. It's a walk to Hannah, who's on board for the second time. And the bases are now loaded, juiced for the Jags, as Casey Jacobson will step to the plate.
That was the funny thing about Marauder fans last year. It made it so deep in the playoffs, you lose the Flower Mound, and you say, wow, well, we lost Connor Dotson. Well, guess what? Mr. Cushing's coming back, and he's going to be a formidable ace for you. And he hasn't skipped a beat since last year.
Bases loaded, and a change going to be made by Travis Collins. I'll tell you about the new pitcher, and we'll continue with more at the top of the second after these messages. 5-0 Jaguars with the lead over the Plano East Panthers. Back to Plano East Senior High School after these messages on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. Stat Geek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. Stat Geek, keep your eye on the ball.
Five 0 the score. New pitcher on the mound for Plano East is Daniel Ligon. Senior right-hander takes over for Nathan Owls, who threw 43 pitches, 23 for strikes. An inning of third, but he's responsible for all three men on base right now as the Jags have him juiced for Casey Jacobson. First pitch catches on the outside corner for strike one. Breaking ball catches the outside corner again, and the count is 0-2. Jacobson with a hard hit triple to right center field last inning. Hard hit ball right up the middle past the diving Luke Johnson at short. One run is home. The second run is going to make it as well as the throw is cut off. Cox and Jensen both score. It's a 2-run single for Casey Jacobson. It makes it a 7-0 lead for Flower Mound.
Perfect hit ball right back up the box and makes it difficult. Pressures on the defense. Not going to be able to get it back in with the speedsters on the base pass and two-wheel around to score. And Flower Mound's really putting the hurt on the Panthers here in this second inning.
DH Thomas Jeffries steps in from the left side against the right-handed Ligon. The pitch is outside for ball one. Struck out swinging against Owls after fouling a pitch off in the first. So, second pitcher he's faced in as many innings. Hannah's on second, Jacobson on first. Good block by Reyes. The count is 2-0. 7 runs and 9 hits, no errors for Flower Mound. No runs, hits, or errors for Plano East. That pitch is outside as well. 3-0 now the count to Jeffries. Looked really sharp. Ligon did coming in with 2 perfectly placed pitches on the outside edge for the right-handed swinging Jacobson. Now the 3-0. That catches the black of the plate. 3-1 the count.
And sometimes all it takes is waiting for your pitch, and that's what Casey Jacobson got. One that was low, and he just drove it into center field.
Catches at the knees. Count runs full.
Happened in my career where I was brought in, bases loaded, just one out, and had to take care of business and get those first 2 over for strikes, and then all of a sudden, here it comes.
That's a walk as the pitch is low. Bases are loaded once again. Hannah goes to third. Jacobson to second. Jeffries to first, and Sean Holhouse will step in. All pitchers, no matter how good they are, need to be able to execute in this situation. Fouls this one off for strike one. Even Kyle Johnston, who came on with 2 on and nobody out. And Palo Alto for the Longhorns over the weekend and got out of the jam. Pitch misses outside 1-1. I haven't checked the times yet, but with having the Friday off this week, that may be a good thing. Because West Virginia and Texas are playing each other. Big cut there. Holthouse can't catch up to the fastball from Ligon. 1-2 the count. I've heard that Connor Dotson's going to get the start for West Virginia.
It just goes back to what we have said year over year over year, that the city of Flower Mound produces some fantastic baseball players, pitchers in particular.
Big strikeout there. As Holhouse is retired, now 2 gone, and Thornquist will step up. He led off this second inning with a line shot to Hamilton at second. So big opportunity here for Thornquist, the junior, with the bases juice full of Jags here, top of the second. 4 runs already across. And the late movement on that pitch, very impressive for Ligon as Thornquist swings through, makes it 0-1.
It seemed the fastball really work for Ligon. He's got good bite on it and does a pretty good job of taking the pitch off speed a little bit, cruising it in there.
Hard hit ball. Deep in the hole to short, gets off the heel of the glove. The go sign is on. Hannah's around. Jacobson comes home as well. 2 more runs cross the pay station. It's 9-0 Flower Mound.
And Johnson was there. I mean, he kind of motored over, got in front of the ball, and as you said, Thomas, ball skipped off the heel, and that's one you wish you would have back as a couple more Jaguar runs cross the plate.
Jeffries moved over to second. Paris tries to lay down the bunt. Fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Tough play. Not sure if it's a hit or an error. Scoreboard operator here has said base hit, so I'll do the same. Lifted high into the air to second baseman. Hamilton's underneath it. And he makes a catch. Pop up to second will put the brakes on an 11 at-bat inning for Flower Mound, in which they post 6 runs. They do it on the benefit of 6 base hits. And there were 2 runners left on base. Inning and a half in the books. Jags on top, 9-0. We'll be back to the campus of Plano East Senior High School right after these messages. You're watching CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
And welcome back here to Plano East Senior High School. 6 more runs. Jaguars at the plate there. In the top half of the second inning, now lead at 9-0, and we head now to the bottom frame and due up for the Panthers. It'll be Nunez, Thomas, and Sturhagen, 4, 5, and 6. Weimer back to work. Here's Thomas.
Nunez with a 1-2 count here leading off the home half of the second. 9-0 the score. Jags on top. Big Strikeout there, second of the ball game for Weimer. And Weimer really reared back and let loose with the heater on that one.
I was going to say that, if I'm ever a baseball manager, I want tall pitchers up there because they have that huge stride to the plate. We talk about rear and back and really toss the ball to your catcher with some heat behind it. That's what I'm talking about. Getting good push, again, good stride, and earns the punch out.
Big cut, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. This half inning of Jaguar Baseball brought to you in part by Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and FM 407 in Flower Mound. They love to support Jaguar Baseball. Their one love is cooked-to-order chicken finger meals along with a unique Raising Cane's secret sauce. Raising Cane's, proud supporter of Jaguar Baseball. 3-1 the count now with 1 gone here in the second. Heat in there again, and the count runs full.
And that first inning, Weimer did a great job of staying ahead in the count, falls behind here, but still manages to fire one over the plate.
Payoff swung through by Trent Thomas. That's second consecutive strikeout, third in the game for Weimer. 2 gone here in the home half of the second.
Danced around the plate a little bit and then comes right at Trent Thomas for the punch out. Weimer looking great tonight.
Big rip on that one, fouls that back to the screen.
I've watched a lot of spring training games since it got going over the course of a couple of weeks. All the pitchers I've seen, I had not seen a breaking ball as good as what Weimer just threw there on the first pitch. That was pretty impressive.
Beautiful. Drops in. Weimer strikes out the sides. He gets Luke Sternhagen looking to close out the second. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. 2 full in the books. 9-0 your score. Jags on top. Come back for more high school baseball after these messages on CSR TV.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
And welcome back. You're at Rusty Franklin Field, and we enter now into the top of the third and a 9-0 lead for the Jaguars. And due up here in this half inning, it will be the top of the order. Noah Hill, Skylar Cox, Sean Weimer, 1, 2, and 3 as Daniel Ligon is out for his first full inning of work. Here to call the balls and strikes for you in this one, here's Thomas Lee.
That one low and outside. 2-1 now the count. Hill, pair of singles, pair of runs scored in each of the first 2 innings. This one is swung on. Got underneath it, though. Popped it up. Shallow center field. Coming in and calling off the shortstop Johnson is Conrad. Came in Conrad with the catch. Fly ball to center, first out here. In the third, this third inning brought to you in part by Syracuse Sausage, the best sausage in Texas. Get your own Jaguar home games at the concession stands. Jags want to thank Syracuse Sausage for a 6-year partnership. Don't leave tonight without getting your very own Syracuse Sausage hot off the Jaguar grill at least tomorrow for the district home opener. As Cox steps up. Infield single and a double, had an RBI, 2 runs scored in the first 2 innings. Big swing on this one, drives it to left field. Hard charging is Anderson. It bounces in front of him. 1 out single for Cox, who's swinging a very hot bet here tonight.
Hard throwing fastball, too, from Daniel Ligon. And I mentioned most of his heaters tonight have looked really great. It's just a matter of Flower Mound pouncing on it. And Skylar Cox puts the barrel of the bat on the ball. And that one just dove down right in front of Brad Anderson out left field.
Cox has yet to attempt a stolen base this season. Weimer fouls this one off at the plate for strike 1. 3-run homer in the first, RBI single in the second. Scored on the home run. Alex Jensen, his courtesy runner, scored in the second running for him. So now for the third time in 3 innings. Jags will be at home tomorrow night. As the Boyd Broncos come calling. Of course, McKinney-Boyd, the site of the regional finals between Flower Mound and Marcus. Count is 1-1. And that will be the home opener. Heard rumors of perhaps the game being moved to the afternoon with the threat of impending rain. As this is turned on and hammered down the left field line. No doubt about it. Gone. Second home run of the ball game for Sean Weimer. Jags up 11-0.
Such power. Such power from Sean Weimer. And another pitch right down central and can't help but connect. What a great effort. Weimer, mentioned that bat speed, comes right through and lifts it over the left field wall. Gosh, impressive stuff both on the mound and at the plate tonight for Sean Weimer.
Next up for Flower Mound, center fielder, Jameson Hanna.
Big swing by Hanna, pops it up. Shallow left field to shortstop Johnson back. And he'll make the catch. So pop up from Hanna to Luke Johnson at short. That's 2 gone now here in the third inning.
Jaguars just look so powerful, hot up and down the lineup as Hill, Cox, Weimer, Hanna, Jacobson, they've all scored at least once tonight. So this top part of the order really doing its job.
Jacobson takes that one low and away for ball 1. 11 runs on 10 hits. No Jaguar errors. Plano East, no runs, no hits, 1 error. That one's downstairs to Jacobson as well. 2-0 the count. Casey with the triple in the first, 2-run single in the second. Came around to score in that 6th-run second inning as well. That one's low and outside. 3-0 the count. So tonight the opener against Plano East. Tomorrow, Jaguars are home against Boyd. And then Saturday, we got more baseball for you as Casey Jacobson works a 4-pitch walk.
The designated hitter, Thomas Jeffries.
Saturday, the Jaguars will be at Plano Senior High. So all the moms driving to Tom Thumb there at the corner of Parker and Independence better watch out. Those foul balls drop onto Independence. Quite rarely is this one swung on and fouled off by Jeffries. Had a great ball game in 6-6A last night between Hebron and Plano as the Hawks come from behind and eke out the victory, 3-2. That's how most of the ball games in this district are going to be. It's going to be barn burner night in and night out. Had the no-hitter. Had the come from behind by the Hebron Hawks. This one grounded too short. Tossed to second, just ahead. Fielder's choice, 6-4 on the ground effort, Jeffries, and that'll do it for the Jags in the third. Not before they score 2 more runs. They do it in the benefit. 2 base hits. There were no errors. 1 runner left aboard. 2.5 of the books. 11-0 Flower Mound on top of Plano East. Back to the east side of Plano after these messages on Champion Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
We get to the bottom of the third inning, 11-0 your score. Flower Mound on top of Plano East. Sean Weimer's very efficient night for him. 6 batters faced, 6 batters retired. He will now give way to Thomas Lauer, who will take over on the mound here in the bottom of the third inning. He will take on the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Brad Anderson, Nathan Owls, and Paul Hamilton. 7, 8, 9 against Lauer, who's out there for his first action in district play. Fourth appearance on the season. 0-0 record, a 0.00 earned run average. This is going to be the start of his 4th inning of the year. Has not surrendered a hit, 1 run. It was unearned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Only the 12th batter he's faced on the season. Lauer now on the mound for the Jaguars. And the count 1-1 to Brad Anderson.
And Travis Collins is hoping that, down 11 runs, hoping that somehow, some way his offense can get going, even if you end up losing the ball game. Just get something clicking offensively against the best pitching staffs in North Texas.
Batter has hit first base runner for Plano East tonight.
Next up, Nathan Owls.
And then we'll bring up the pitcher, Nathan Owls. Starting pitcher gave way to a reliever in the second. Good location inside corner, strike 1. Outfield shifted around, taking on Owls here. Playing him to go to left. Swing and a miss on that one. Nothing to the count. Modest lead at first. Pitch again is outside. 1-2 now. Lauer, the 6'1", 170-pound senior. Good stop at the breaking ball at the plate by Thornquist. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. With Anderson on first, nobody out here, bottom of the third. Chopper foul down the third baseline. And that's a play I normally expect Coach Collins to come away with right there. He had the barehanded attempt down the line. Normally very sure-handed in the third base coach's box. Long-time baseball coach here. 12th year. The head of the ship is there as a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Lauer. 1 gone here now. In the third as Owls is retired. Plano East last year advancing to the playoffs. One of 7 out of the 9 teams in the district that were in the playoffs last year. 6 of those 7 that made the playoffs went at least 3 rounds deep. 3 of them were playing in the regional final level. And, of course, the Jaguars won it all. Got a few thumbs up for my District of Death comment earlier in the pregame show. I don't think there's anybody, and I don't care what sport you play either. Almost the same thing in football as that one comes in high and tight. And Hamilton is aboard on first. Second batter hit by Lauer. Football, you saw that with Marcus and Hebron challenging Boyd, Allen, all 3 Plano school. I mean, everybody in the mix for the playoffs the entire year. Volleyball, ridiculously talented. His softball season's going to be off the charts. Girls basketball had an all 6-6A final in the Region 1 championship. Heck, the boys championship as well between Plano West and Allen. 0-1 to Probasco. Good curveball dropped off the table there. 0-2 from Lauer to Brady Probasco. Grounded out to second back in the first against Weimer. Look back to second and the 0-2. Big strikeout there. Second strikeout for Lauer. He struck out 2. He's hit 2. So 2 gone here in the fourth. Panthers a little something going here. With Anderson at second, Hamilton on first base, and 2 gone here in the home half of the third inning. Luke Johnson fouls that one off. 0-1 to count. Anderson on second. Hamilton's on first. Curveball catches again. When that's going, it's tough to lay off of.
Yeah, his fastball looks good, and then you got the little hook there, and that'll fool a hitter. Really, in this inning, Lier's beat himself.
Right outside, 1-2 the count.
And for Thomas Lauer, it's been hit by, he hit the walk to Brand Anderson and then the hit by pitch on Hamilton. That's what I mean by beating yourself. He's seen some good pitches here at this at-bat and throughout this inning and trying to follow the lead of Sean Weimer, which is a little tough to do.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on here for the Panthers in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss. Struck out the side, had 2 hit batters as well. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. 3 full in the books. 11-0 your score. Flower Mound on top. Champion Sports Radio's coverage of high school baseball continues in a moment.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number one cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Pretty good job by Thomas Lauer there in the bottom half of the third. Two Panthers get on base, but then it's Lauer who strikes out the side when it's all said and done. So now we head to the top half of the fourth inning, and due up for the Jaguars is 7, 8, and 9. Bottom part of the order for Danny Wallace's lineup. It's Sean Holthouse, Nick Thornquist, and Chad Paris. Again, Holthouse, Thornquist, Paris. 7, 8, and 9 is a new pitcher for the Plano East Panthers. Here to tell you about that, my broadcast partner, Thomas Lee.
Alex Jensen.
Brennan Stromberg, the senior right-hander, now on the mound for Plano East. His first pitch stays high for ball one. Alex Jensen at the plate with the AB. It's low and outside, and count now 2-0. Jensen, courtesy runner for Weimer earlier in the contest, came around to score a run. Now the 2-0. Swung on, hard hit down the right field line. Good job giving chase for Nunez, but it can't stay in his glove. That'll be strike one of the at-bat, 2-1 the count.
And we'll see what the senior Stromberg can do against Alex Jensen. A good opportunity here, as you said, scored early in the ball game and got a pretty good count here at 2-1. Jaguars, like I said, up and down the lineup have just hit really well. And, of course, the two home runs by Sean Weimer really helped ignite this offense tonight.
3-1 now the count. Tough pitch. Stromberg hitting his mark, and the count runs full. A 3-2. Fought off again. Jensen paying with house money after Nunez, who already made one tremendous sliding catch in foul territory deep down the right field line, couldn't hang on. The one off the bat of Jensen here a few pitches ago. Again, swung on, foul back to the screen.
These Flower Mound hitters talked about them being locked in and 11 runs on the board. You're a Plano East pitcher. I mean, what you're going to do, come in and try to mix up speeds, mix up locations. That's what Stromberg's trying to do right now, keep the hitter guessing.
That's a good walk right there. 8-pitch walk by Jensen. Leadoff man aboard here in the fourth inning. Third time in 4 innings the Jags get the leadoff man to the plate on the base path.
I don't know how Jensen was able to lay off that pitch. It was a little high, but, of course, I love the high ones. There's no secret about that. I fall victim to that quite a bit, but, at the same time, Jensen, the know-how and the patience to take that pitch and earn a trip to first base.
Ryan Schneider, the 5'8", 145-pound senior, now at the plate. Batting for Thornquist. I'm sure Thornquist will be reinserted into the lineup here when we get to the bottom of the fourth. But with 3 games scheduled over a 4-day period, now that this game got moved from Tuesday to Wednesday, I think Coach Wallace has taken full advantage of the opportunity to get some other guys some at-bats here. 1-0, good location, right on the inside corner, strike one.
And you're exactly right, Thomas. It's an opportunity for Coach Wallace to add to his depth a little bit and get these other guys some playing time and rests those starters. Those starters, because, like you said, back-to-back games is a little bit rough for anybody. I don't care if you are in high school.
Now, when the inside gets away, actually, no, it does hit him. That does catch part of Snyder's body, or his jersey, one of the two, and so he will head over to first base. So the first 2 men aboard. Jensen's on second, Schneider's on first. And Bailey Champagne will get an opportunity for an AB here. Mound on top, 11-0. There's a first and second, nobody out here in the top of the fourth. First pitch is high.
I like Alec Jensen he's getting his lead, pretty big lead, enough to distract the pitcher. The pitch, the release point high for Stromberg, and it's what the base runner is supposed to do, though. You try to get the pitcher thinking about more than what's going on at the plate.
Champagne takes that one on the outside corner for strike one. Bailey is 2 for 4 on the season, 2 singles. In preseason tournament play. Stromberg deals home, and it's low, 2-1 the count. Jaguars playing in their 11th ball game for Plano East. This is just ball game number 4 on the year. I asked Coach Collins, hey, can I get some stats and so forth, help you ready for the game? He's like, sure. About 6 inches of snow. He's like, we're trying to figure out what we got here. A lot of turnover to this year. A lot of those guys that were on that playoff team from a year ago have graduated. And with the snow and the rain, and it's been one bad break after another. They just haven't gotten to take the field enough. Count runs full now to Champagne with Jensen on second, Schneider on first. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, it goes right into your point, Thomas, about pitching staff, your hitters, your defense, all of that. Pretty much set in stone, but at the same time, want to try to mix and match, and if something's not working, then you make an adjustment here or there. That's what those non-district games are all about, playing in tournaments, figuring things out. And Travis Collins really didn't get any of that, and that's tough, but I'm sure he says, hey, that's not an excuse to his kids, and we're going to have to figure it out real quick.
Lineup will reset. This is Noah Hill. You know things are going well when your leadoff man is at the plate for the 4th time in the 4th inning. That one at the letters for strike one. 2 for 3, a pair of singles, pair of runs scored. Bases juice full of Jags here in the top of the 4th with nobody out. Plano with an 11-0 lead. Curveball can't quite drop enough to hit the zone, 1-1.
And that was one of the best hitters I've seen come through this program that is just fearless, and that's what you need at the number one spot in the lineup is you're just trying to get on base. It doesn't matter how you do it, and he's definitely shown some great opportunities to come through in that number one spot.
Good old dirt.
Good old dirt.
There's the 1-2. Swung on to the right side to second for one. It'll be an RBI ground out for Hill as Jensen comes home to score. Champagne is retired off the base paths. That makes it 12-0 Flower Mound.
He's got to put it in play. And a nice effort by Paul Hamilton to get in front of it, collect it, a little soft tossed over to second. Gives up the run, but at the same time help out your pitcher, Stromberg, and get that first out.
Pinch runner at first base for Noah Hill is going to be Eric Gian. Gian, the 5'11", 170-pound senior. Gian barely back to the bag ahead of the throw. I don't think the first baseman, Probasco, was actually on the bag, but happens so often. You come in, trying to take a good lead, trying to get loose, get ready to go, and all of a sudden here's that ball over to first to get you back in a hurry as the pitch is high to the plate. And Skylar Cox.
It doesn't matter what pitcher is out there because we've seen it from Ausligan and Stromberg. They will throw over to first, check on the runner, and make sure they stay close to the bag.
Low and outside, 2-0 the count.
You and I have been around Travis Collins for a number of years and know the style of baseball that he preaches. I don't care if the score is 1-0 or 12-0. It's all about hustle. Seeing that from his kids here in this ball game.
2-0 in there for strike one to Cox. One down here, top of the fourth. One run already across. Runners at the corners. 2-1 count from Stromberg. Over a leaping Trent Thomas at third. Coming in from third and scoring is Ryan Schneider. That's a baker's dozen for the Jaguars.
And just making the same adjustment that I talked about Weimer making an adjustment earlier in the ball game where the pitch comes inside. It's got some pretty good heat on it and just making the adjustment, turning your bat into your chest and, gosh, in just one motion, and that ball is thrashed out in the left field.
$13-0 the score. Weimer steps in, first pitch low and outside, ball one. Cox 4 for 4 tonight. Infield single and a bunt attempt. They beat it out down the first base line. RBI double in the second, single to the third, single to the fourth. He scored 3 runs. Now standing just off first base as that one finds a home in the zone, 1-1 the count. It's a heck of a week for most players. 4-hit night to kick off district play for Skylar Cox. That one's taken outside. Weimer with a chance to equal. Maybe even best him. Every at-bat today has resulted in at least one RBI for Sean Weimer. He was going for a third home run there. Good location by Stromberg. Count 2-2.
And that's just such a good sign as you open up district play. A guy like Sean Weimer, who's such a great hitter, have a pair of home runs. As you talked about the district that this is at 6-6A, it's a tough one. I mean, you're going to have some talent out there on the mound.
Looks that one down and away, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch from Stromberg. Low ball 4. Third walk issued by Stromberg. He's also hit a batter. 2 runs already across, both earned. 1 base hit off of Stromberg. And 1 out, and that will do it for Brennan Stromberg, as Travis Collins will head to the pen. There's a chance to thank some of the proud sponsors of Jaguar Baseball on Champion Sports Radio, including Kohl's. This inning brought to you in part by Kohl's. You can expect great things from Kohl's and from the Kohl's Cares Community Volunteer Program. Kohl's, a proud 6-year sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Also by Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a family-owned business delivering the best, most convenient medical care to friends and neighbors. Range of services include primary care to urgent care, immunizations, school and sports physicals, so much more. Visit rapidmed.com for more information. New right-handed pitcher for Plano East is Dylan Archer, the junior. He'll take the mound with bases loaded and 1 gone, and the Jaguars up 13-0. They scored 3 in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the third, and already 2 runs across here in the fourth.
Yeah, just a difficult night for Travis Collins' pitching staff, and it all started with Nathan Owlson giving up that 3-run homer to Sean Weimer that tripled to Casey Jacobson, then dialed back in and got the 2 outs he needed to get out of the inning, but then you follow that up with a 6-run second inning, and that's just a huge blow, a lot to overcome. But go back to Thomas's comment about Plano East just not having enough reps before starting district play, and it is just huge. And think about, starting pitching, your guys getting out there and, going through your warm-ups, getting up there and getting on the mound and pitching a full game. I mean, the experience that comes with that is second to none, and to not have that, I know it's been difficult. And tonight, Jaguars have had their way offensively.
So hitting for Jamison Hanna here in the 4 spot is going to be Trevor Jureka, 5'10", 165-pound junior. From the right side with the bases loaded against the right-hander Archer. Fastball inside corner, strike 1. Trying to catch at the knees is a little too low. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gian is on third. Cox on second. A big cut here, foul on the third base side for Jureka.
Seeing the pitches from Archer, as you mentioned, down in the zone, trying to get that call at the knees. That's where you want your pitches, especially against this lineup, is try to get that call at the knees and force these Flower Mound hitters to go down and dig it out.
The 14th run comes home as the ball gets away from the catcher, Reyes. Jureka swung and missed, so he strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Archer. But the pass ball results in a run scored as Gian scores. Cox moves to third. Weimer to second. And there are now 2 gone here in the fourth. 14-0 your score. Flower Mound on top.
When you're trying to hit that lower part of the zone, you're trying to get that call at the knees. Times your release point can be over-exaggerated and arm extends out a little bit too much, and that's what happened. Went off dirt behind Reyes, and tough for the catcher to corral it.
That's right on the inside corner at the letters for a strike to Jacobson. 1-1 the count. 2 for 2. Tripled, stranded at third base in the first inning. 2-run single in the second, also came around to score. Walked on 4 pitches in the third. Now a 2-1 count here in the fourth. Two-one to Jacobson from Archer. Swung on, high into the air down the right field line. Camping out underneath it this time is Nunez. He didn't have to haul over. He was in position. Fly ball to right, and that'll close the book on the fourth. 3 more runs come across on the benefit of just 1 base hit. And 2 runners left aboard. 3.5 of the books, 14-0 your score. Back to Rusty Franklin Field after these messages on Champion Sports Radio. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
The Jaguars add 3 more. They lead 14-0. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Conrad, Nunez, and Thomas, who's now entering the bottom of the fourth. Here to call the balls and strikes. Here's Thomas Lee.
Lauer working quickly. Already a 0-2 count on Conrad. Curveball inside corner. Got him looking. That's a nice pitch. 4th K for Lauer. 1 gone here in the bottom of the fourth.
It's just really tough. I mean, you're up there as a hitter. You're trying to get comfortable. Conrad, as you mentioned, is 0 for 1. Go from facing a guy like Sean Weimer to Thomas Lauer, and got that breaking ball working. The hitter's just kind of on his heels with that pitch.
So Conrad is retired to lead off the fourth. Now Nunez up from the right side against the right-hander Lauer. Can't catch up to that one. That's strike one. 1-1 the count. Sending a Jaguar baseball brought to you in part by Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. They offer a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products with competitive pricing and quality work. You can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. Visit pointoforigindesign.com for more information. Again, the curveball drops in from the heavens. 5th K for Lauer.
Thinking, that's a ball at the letters. No. It just falls off the table and ends up right at the knees. Impressive pitch.
At some point, it was a ball at the letters.
Just not until it crossed the zone. Wow.
Looking fastball. Pops this one up. Fading foul. And is going to get out of play. That'll be strike 1 to Trent Thomas. Struck out swinging against Weimer in the second. Weimer and Lauer have combined for 9 strikeouts here tonight in 3 2/3. Pitch misses low and outside. 1-1 the count. Good swing on this one to right field. Under it, catch is made. And that'll do it. Another 1-2-3 inning, the third for Jaguar pitching tonight. In the fourth, no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. We head to the fifth. Jaguars up 14-0 on Champion Sports Radio.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Take me out to the ball game.
Great pitching by Thomas Lauer once again in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Head now to the fifth. And due up for the Jaguars. It'll be this 6, 7, and 8. Holes in the lineup, and here to describe the action for you here in this fifth inning. Here's Thomas Lee.
Parker Murphy hitting for Jeffries here in the sixth spot. Lines that one back to the screen. 0-2 the count as Archer's back out there. Pitched well since coming in. Got a strikeout. A fly out. Now another strikeout. Caught Murphy looking. Second K for Archer. And one gone here in the fifth. As Alex Jensen will step up for his second at-bat. Jensen walked in a full count. Fouled a couple pitches off, too. Tough at-bat last inning. Takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Scored twice in the game. Once as a courtesy runner for Weimer in the second. And then after his walk last inning in the fourth. Count is now a ball and a strike. This inning brought to you in part by Quick Car, full service auto repair and car wash. Visit Quick Car at FM 2499 and FM 3040 for all your repair, service, car wash, and detail needs. Quick Car, a proud 4-year sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Two one from Archer. Chopper. That's foul on the third base side of the count. Now 2-2 for Jensen. This inning also brought to you in part by Heaven's Best, a worldwide leader in carpet and upholstery cleaning, with services including rug cleaning, leather cleaning, tile and grout, and hardwood floor cleaning. Heaven's Best, dry in 1 hour process, has exceptional results for carpets that are dry in, you heard it, just 1 hour. Visit heavensbest.com for more information. 2-2 to Jensen. Inside corner, got him looking. Third strikeout for Archer. He's retired 4 in a row now since coming in.
It really looks sharp, and that may be the difference walking into a situation where you have the bases clean, you can pitch off the full windup, and just feel a whole lot better out there about the batters you're facing.
Snyder swings at the first pitch. Out of 4 hopper to second. Nice play by Hamilton. And it's 4-3. Ground out. That'll do it for the Jags in the fifth. First time tonight they've been retired 1, 2, and 3. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Last chance time for Plano East. Jaguars 14. Panthers nothing. Back after these messages on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Head down to the bottom of the fifth. The Panthers come to bat. Last chance time for Plano East. 14-0 to score. Jaguars on top, 6, 7, and 8. Wheeler, Sternhagen, Brad Anderson, Nathan Owls. Again, 6, 7, and 8 as a new Jaguar pitcher is in there. Here's Thomas Lee to tell you all about it.
That's Derek Wells, 6'3", 190-pound junior right-hander, now on the mound for the Jags. Third pitcher tonight for Flower Mound. And the first pitch misses downstairs for ball one. 1-0 record on the year, 0.88 earned run average. This is his third appearance. He's thrown 8 innings coming into tonight, surrendered 3 hits, 1 run it was earned, 1 walk against 4 strikeouts. So grounder to short is gobbled up by Jacobson. Throw over to Weimer in time, 6-3. As Sternhagen grounds out. First out here in the bottom of the fifth.
Next up for Plano East, left fielder, Brad
Opponents hitting
Anderson.
just 115 against Wells. The third man out of the pen tonight for Flower Mound.
It doesn't get any easier. Some hurlers tonight for Flower Mound.
Big rip for Brad Anderson. Comes up empty. That's strike one. Anderson hit by a pitch, one of 2 Plano East base runners. 0-1 the count. Comes up empty on that swing. 0-2.
Yeah, all the way across the board tonight. It's been nothing but positives for the Jaguars, and 9 strikeouts total for Flower Mound pitchers tonight. Defense has helped out, but pitchers have been dominant.
Wells gets his first strikeout as he gets Anderson looking on 3 pitches, and Panthers now down to their final strike. Their final out.
Number 7, Dylan Archer.
Really been a difference maker, I think, in what Danny Wallace has really brought to this program, and that is just discipline in all phases of the game. See Casey Jacobson come up with a routine ground ball, but it's not just Jacobson, it's the entire rest of the defense that, since Coach Wallace has been here, that his players, they really lock in and do what they're supposed to do. Really well-disciplined bunch.
Dylan Archer now down the count, 0-2. Wells looking for one more strike to close out. First district win, 2015. Good block at the plate by Thornquist. And I'm going to say he went around and he strikes out. Tagged out 2-3, and that'll do it. Here in the fifth, no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Jaguars 3 pitchers combined for a no-hitter tonight as Flower Mound wins it 14-0 here at Plano East. Step aside for a break. We will be back for the post-game show, including a visit with Victoria's head coach Danny Wallace. All that more when we continue in a moment on Champion Sports Radio.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Thomas Lee down here on the field with the head coach of the Flower Mound Jaguars, Danny Wallace, and threw 2 touchdowns tonight, a 14-0 win over Plano East. And, Coach, I think I heard you tell the guys from the moment that ball left Sean Weimer's bat in the first, you felt good about what was going on tonight. Seems like all the kids, and almost all of them got to play, were really dialed in.
Yeah, all the position players got in, and we used, 3 pitchers in 5 innings. And so I guess when Weimer's ball left the ballpark in the top of the first, and knowing he was on the mound, it was kind of over at that point.
It's fun when you get to start going up in the lineup. Okay, who hasn't played at this point? Because everybody was coming in, and everybody's contributing. Once you guys got the double-digit lead that you needed to end it by the mercy rule after 5 innings, guys still got up there, still competing, still driving in runs. I mean, I was really impressed with the complete lineup tonight.
Yeah, and we tried to harp on that as the game went on to don't play the score, keep playing against the ball, because we're going to turn right back around and play tomorrow. We don't want to get lazy tonight. And so that we didn't waste any at-bats.
Great night showing the depth of your pitching staff. The 3 pitchers combined for a no-hitter and strike out, I think, 10 batters, which is pretty impressive since they only faced 15. 2 batters were hit and put onto base, but still, I mean, we've talked about for years that the Jaguar strength lies in what comes out of the bullpen and out, onto the mound. And tonight, just another example of that.
Yeah, it is. It's a credit to the tradition of the program and the arms. We lose those 3 great pitchers last year, and the pitching staff this year through 2 tournaments and now a district game is holding their own with the ERA and numbers, hits, and innings. It's just kind of expected. They hand the baton off to the next group each year.
Well, it's almost like a playoff series or a preseason tournament or something, because here we go, back at it tomorrow night. At least you get to play at home this time, right?
Yeah, and it's a big ball game tomorrow, and because I think Boyd's going to be very, very competitive in this district race, and they have swung the bats really well early. And so we're going to need to get out there and flush this one because it's over with and get a W at home.
We'll see you tomorrow night at the Mound for the district home opener. Good to see you again, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
That's Danny Wallace, the head coach of the Plano Jaguars. We'll be back to wrap things up after these messages on Champion Sports Radio.
Is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number 1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org and let your heart be heard.
And welcome back here to Plano East Senior High School. Final tonight, 14-0. Jaguars 14 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 6 left on base for Plano East. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on board. Along with Ryan Mueller, my name is Thomas Lee. And what a district opening win it was tonight for the Flower Jaguars. Let's get to some of the pitching numbers here. Sean Weimer, the senior, was the starter. 25 pitches thrown, 18 for strikes in 2 innings of work. No hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Very efficient. 6 up, 6 down through the first 2 innings. Thomas Lauer came on to replace him. 6'1", 170-pound senior. Through 2 innings, 28 pitches, 19 for strikes. Struck out 5, but did hit 2 batters. Only 2 base runners for Plano East tonight. Derek Wells came on for the 5th inning. 6'3", 190-pound junior. 8 pitches thrown, 7 for strikes, 1 inning of work. Struck out 1 batter. Struck out 2 batters as the Jaguars pitching staff strikes out 11 out of the 17 batters they faced this evening. For the Plano East Panthers, Nathan Owls, 43 pitches thrown, 23 for strikes in 1 1/3 innings, surrendered 6 base hits, struck out 1, walked 1, allowed 8 runs, 6 of them earned, did hit 1 batter. Daniel Ligon was next out of the pen. The senior threw 33 pitches, 21 for strikes, an inning and 2/3, surrendered 4 base hits, struck out 1, walked 2, allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Brennan Stromberg came on to start the 4th. 31 pitches thrown, 14 for strikes. Only retired 1 batter, surrendered 1 base hit, walked 3, allowed 2 runs, both of them earned. Also hit a batter. And Dylan Archer came in, and he was nails. 5 batters faced, retired 5. 17 pitches thrown, 12 for strikes in his inning and 2/3, including 3 strikeouts. So great effort by Archer out of the pen, but it was too little too late as the Jags already had staked 14 to the board by that point. Offensively, I'll do my best here, folks. We had so many guys coming in and out right now. We'll give it a go. Noah Hill leading things off. He was 2 for 4 on the evening. 2 singles. Scored in each the first and second runs. Eric Gion came on as his pinch runner in the 4th inning. Came around to score as well. So Noah Hill 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Skylar Cox batting in the 2 spot. He was perfect. 4 for 4 tonight. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Had a double in the second, infield single in the first, and a pair of singles in the 3rd and 4th inning. Sean Weimer batting in the 3 spot was sensational. 3 for 3 with an astounding 6 RBIs, 2 home runs, 2 runs scored, worked a walk. Alex Jensen is courtesy runner. We'll get to his numbers in a minute. Jamison Hanna batting cleanup. He was 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the first, walked and scored in the second, popped up to short. Luke Johnson in the 3rd inning. Trevor Jureka came in to bat for him in the 4th and struck out swinging. Casey Jacobson in the 5 spot. He was 2 for 3 with a triple, an RBI single, a run scored, and a walk. Also flew out to right field in the 4th. In the 6th spot, Thomas Jeffries. He was 0 for 2 with a walk. Parker Murphy hit for him in the 5th and struck out looking. Sean Holhouse in the 7th spot. He was 0 for 2. Alex Jensen came on to replace him in the 4th. Walked, came around to score. That was his 2nd run. Remember, he was the courtesy runner for Weimer back in the 3rd inning and came around to score in that 6-run, in the 2nd inning in that 6-run second. Also struck out looking in the 5th. So 0 for 1 tonight for Jensen. In the 8th spot, Nick Thornquist. He was 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 2nd inning, the tail end of it. Snyder came in to hit for him, was hit by a pitch, came around to score a run in the 4th, also grounded out to second in the 5th. In the 9 spot, Chad Paris 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Both of those at-bats coming in the 2nd inning. Bailey Champagne came on to hit for him in the 4th inning in a full count walk, but was retired on the base pass off of a fielder's choice. It all adds up to an astounding offensive night for the Jaguars. 14 runs on 11 hits. They were aided with 1 Plano East error and 6 Jaguars left on base. For Plano East, fairly simple, as it was a combined no-hitter for the Jaguar pitching staff. Brady Probasco, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Luke Johnson, 0 for 2, both strikeouts. Cayman Conrad, 0 for 2, had a strikeout. Rafael Nunez, 0 for 2, pair of strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Trent Thomas, 0 for 2, strikeout swinging. Luke Sternhagen, the designated hitter, 0 for 2, struck out looking. Brad Anderson, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the third, struck out looking on 3 pitches in the fifth. Nathan Owls was 0 for 1, struck out swinging. Dylan Archer batted in that spot in the fifth and struck out swinging as well on 3 pitches. And Paul Hamilton, the only Panther not to strike out tonight, 1 plate appearance, 1 pitch seen, and it hit him. But he was stranded at first base. It all adds up to a 14-0 Jaguar win as the state champs are victorious in the first outing in 6-6 play in 2015. Final thoughts, partner?
Well, Jaguars look great. I mean, 8-2 record, now 9-2 because of this win. I mean, you're looking at that top part of that lineup that did the damage tonight, and to have the type of pitching, as you mentioned, Thomas, is impressive. Weimer, Lauer, Wells, all across the board. You know, as Coach Wallace alluded to, folks thinking, hey, Jaguars lost a lot from that championship team, but at the same time, a lot came back, and these pieces are starting to come together quickly.
As a team, it's going to get better. Coming into tonight, a 1.41 earned run average as a team. You have 5 innings of shutout to add to that to help drive that number down even lower. Well, no rest for the weary as the schedule is very compressed here. This week of spring break tomorrow, the Boyd Broncos will be coming to the mound in Flower Mound for a showdown with the Jags. 7:25 first pitch here on CSR TV. And then Saturday, we've got a 12:55 afternoon affair as the Jaguars will be on the road at the Plano Wildcats. That is one of the 3 teams in this district that played in the regional finals last season. Although Coach Robertson has lost a lot, there's still a lot left in the cupboard for the Wildcats, and so you've got 2 great teams coming up here Thursday and Saturday, the next 2 broadcasts for the Jaguars. Boyd at home for the Jags tomorrow night, 7:25 first pitch. Saturday afternoon, Flower Mound at Plano, 12:55 first pitch, as we start district play with a bang, and 3 games in 4 days here for Flower Mound to start off the season.
Going to be a grind. Going to be a grind.
And it's going to be fun, too. 18 ball games. Maybe 17 ball games. There's the one non-district affair we're doing, all 16 district ball games as well. That'll take us through the regular season. And, of course, we've got games elsewhere around the district. If you want to keep track of what's going on with the Marcus Marauders, those ball games are on CSR TV. Added to the Coppell Cowboys in 7-6A, the Carroll Dragons. So we have the top 3 teams, by my estimation, in the state last year in the tournament, all on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. And, I mean, you know Coppell, they're loaded as usual. In fact, all 4 of those teams in the preseason top 10 in the state.
I say going to be a grind. I mean, for the teams, for the broadcasters, it's a lot of fun. But it'll be fun for the players. But I'm telling you, the way this district looks, Thomas, it's anybody's contest, that's for sure.
I bet, Porter, when you were in high school, you would have loved to have done nothing better on spring break than just play 3 ball games, huh?
Yep, absolutely. Get me out there.
And that is going to be the case for the Jags as well. All right, that'll do it. 14-0 is the score. Special thanks to production assistance from Trent Landry tonight, joining the Champion Sports Radio team. For my partner, Ryan Mueller, my name is Thomas Lee. Once again, your final score, 14-0. Jaguars with the 6-6A opening win on the road at Plano East. 14 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 6 left on base for the Jags. For the Panthers, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left aboard. For all of us at Champion Sports Radio, my name is Thomas Lee. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night as the scene shifts back to the mound in Flower Mound for the district home openers. The Boyd Broncos come to town. Until then, folks, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow on Champion Sports Radio.